Hi friends, it's Audrey. Welcome to day 10 of the Summer Scrappin series. This is week 2, day 10 of a 14-day series. Today I have two guests, Mari Clark and Yana, who are both absolutely amazing, some of my favorite scrappers, so go check out their channels. So today I am using multiple photos. I know I often use one photo at a time, but I'm using 4 smaller photos this time, and it is from a trip to the drive-in that we did last summer, which was our very first time going to the drive-in, and the kids loved it. So as I was filming another video this week, I was using 6x6 paper pads, and I ran across this piece of paper in a Chamel paper pad that had like film strips on it. And I thought I wanted to use that for my page. I also dug out some old October afternoon papers from their summertime collection. I say old, and I actually thought that they were a lot older than they are. I looked at the barcode or the branding strip at the bottom, and it says 2015. So I guess it's not really that old. Like I said, I thought it was much longer ago, and I think I haven't really seen the collection from October afternoon probably since 2015. But I'm going to use some of the things I have in this collection. I liked the patterns and prints, and there was this little car that I thought would be cute for a drive-in, but I don't end up using it because of the color. It was just too dark and gray, and I already have a lot of black and white going on here, and I do want to have some pops of color to this page. So I kind of played around with the orientation of my photos, and when I have photos in groups of 4 like this, I often cluster them like this. I don't know what it is, but it just seems to be the way I like to arrange them, because I usually print like one focal photo, a big photo, and then print 3 or 4 others that are a little bit smaller, but you know, are photos from the day of the event. So I hemmed and hawed about what I was going to do for design here, and this layout is really kind of just, for me, a plain Jane scrapbook layout. I don't use any cut files. I don't use any mixed media. I do a few tiny splatters at the end, that's about it. But I really wanted to play with pattern paper today and use big chunks of this paper up from this collection. So I actually had a little bit of a hard time doing this because I'm so used to using cut files, or I'm so used to putting a lot of mixed media in my background. So this was something I haven't done in a while, and it actually felt kind of good to do this. Along with the October afternoon, the last little bits of that, I had some LA Studio like cutout pages and tags, and actually a few papers too, and some embellishments. So I dug those out because they had a similar color palette. So I also changed out the car there, as you saw, and I put a little chipboard piece that was from a Simple Stories collection. So I'm going to use that chipboard piece instead of the black and white car. And this little bit of chevron paper, I'm kind of cutting down the chevrons a little bit to make kind of these little arrows to kind of just show a little direction, and I thought that they kind of tied in all the colors nicely. So you can see that I did some like color blocking. I have kind of like a blue polka dot paper in the top left and a yellow paper in the bottom right, and then I have like an orange and pink in the top right, and then some polka dots, colored polka dots in the bottom left, and I try to kind of balance the colors a little bit where the more bold colors were opposite each other. So I dug out some thickers. Also, this is another thing I need to use more of in my stash because God knows I have tons of them. So I went through and I picked a font that I liked that I thought went with this page, and I just picked black. And then I found a big yellow star, and I thought the stars kind of went along with the movie theme. And I used that in the bottom. And then I used a yellow circle in the top left and then a yellow tag in the top right. That kind of made my visual triangle of yellow there. And I'm just going through with a couple other tiny little star stickers. So I dug around through my stash and found some different kind of puffy stickers, and then I'm going to actually punch out a couple extras here in yellow because I wanted some more yellow stars and I couldn't find the exact shade of yellow, so I'm just going to use the same yellow pattern paper that I have in the page there. These label stickers, or these phrase stickers, are super old. Those are Lily Bee. I don't know if you guys remember that company. That was a company that was around for a couple years. I loved their papers. So I still have some of that stuff as well. I really should do like an old collections or old manufacturer page sometimes because I do have a ton of old stuff. Okay, so I'm just kind of playing around with a few other like stickers and die cuts I found. I'm not going to really add too much more because I've got again I was nervous about adding too much because I have so much pattern paper and for photos I didn't want to add too much stuff. So I went through each of these squares of pattern paper and I stitched with complementary colors. So I used some teal thread and orange thread and pink and yellow, and I did each square in a different color. And I'm just going to overlap them. I kind of, before I took them off, I just made really light pencil lines on the corners so that I could remember kind of exactly where they were laid out. And I'm just going to add some glue behind each of those and glue those right down. And then it's just a matter of placing everything back on my page exactly where I want it. So I also matted my photos with some gray cardstock, as you can see. I chose gray because I was thinking about doing black, but I thought black might be too much of a contrast and a little bit too dark because, I don't know, I just thought it was going to be too much. I know my title's in black, but I just thought black was going to be too dark, so I went with a dark gray instead. But I think that really helps those photos stand off the pattern paper a little bit more. And by the way, my title, I just put on some scrap like packaging that was left over from a sticker sheet I had used. It actually was in my trash can and I just pulled it out because I didn't want to put my stickers down until I was absolutely sure that's where they were. And the I in the word drive, it lost the sticky back, so it kind of fell off, but I'll just glue that down later. Okay, so I'm arranging this again exactly how I had it. And notice I don't have those movie strip pieces going all the way to the edge because I'm going to kind of put a border around this page, and I'm planning some space for that border a little bit. So I will add some craft foam to my photos now and start securing those to the page. And I'm just going to I'm going to do one photo at a time and use the foam behind each photo and kind of line them up. I'm trying to make the edges of the cardstock to each photo like flush because I don't really want any space. I don't want any of that pattern paper sticking out. And by just doing one photo at a time, it helps me remember kind of exactly where they were spaced so I don't have to lay them all out again. Okay, happy with that, and I'll go through and start adhering some of these other things. So we went to the drive-in for the first time ever last summer, which was great. My kids are finally old enough. The thing with the drive-in is that because it's here, it doesn't get dark until like 9 p.m., so the movie doesn't start until that late. So my kids are finally old enough where they could stay up that late to watch something. And we went to go see Toy Story 4, and it was really fun. We probably should have prepared a little bit better. I didn't realize like you could sit outside of your car with chairs and stuff, and we didn't bring any of that, so we kind of all just sat awkwardly in the van and watched the show. But it was great. We had fun. It was a good, fun summer trip, and the kids liked the movie a lot, so that helped. Okay, so I'm just adding in a few more, or not adding in, I'm just really just gluing things down. This one star, that big yellow star at the bottom, has some marks on it, and I tried to erase them and it didn't erase, and I was going to go over it with a yellow Sharpie, but that didn't work. I'm just going to leave it. I really don't care. I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to go over that section with a few splatters, and it kind of looks like, I guess it's supposed to look like that anyway. So I did find this cute phrase for the center of the photo. Summer lovin' had me a blast. It reminded me of Grease, and it reminded me of like Grease being a musical and something you might go to the drive-in to watch, so I thought that was appropriate. Okay, so now I'm trimming down just a smidge off each edge, and I'm not even actually measuring. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. I think it's about 1/8 of an inch here, and well, 1/8 of the inch off of each edge, which would be 1/4 of an inch off the top and bottom total. And then I'm going to line up this lined paper. And I chose this lined paper because I thought it picked up on the black and white like movie strip paper and the title as well. So I'm just going to do the 4 edges. I didn't have a large 12 by 12 piece of this paper. It was just scraps. So I cut off what I could just to kind of make this border. And there we go. I'll just trim off the edges a little bit. And the last little thing here is I covered up one of my photos with just some stuff I had laying on my desk, and I'm going to splatter some yellow splatters around to kind of pick up on that yellow. And I think that's it. So this is like the 4th or 5th time I've used this October afternoon collection for my Summer Scrappin series. And I have to tell you, when I was starting this page, I went to Pinterest and I like just searched for October afternoon summertime, and like 3 or 4 of my layouts came up because I've used this collection so many times. So there's my final page. Like I said, kind of just a plain old simple layout for me. No media, no cut files. Kind of feels good to do that every now and then. And you don't have to break out all the stops to make a fun page. So there it is. I love this moment from last summer, so I'm glad I got it down on a layout. So thank you so much for stopping by today. Make sure you go check out Mari's and Yana's pages today, and stay scrappy, friends. I'll see you tomorrow.